We're live.
Hello.
We're live. Welcome, fans. Welcome to Bridgestone Arena, where the Cats are set to take on the Crimson Tide in the quarterfinals of the SEC tournament here in Nashville. We have our local resident Nashvillian, Tyler Thompson. Tyler, how are you feeling?
I'm very happy that we're back for another Kentucky game because it's been a long time since we could say that. And it's a beautiful night here at Bridgestone Arena, or outside of it for now. The storms are coming in, so the Cats are going to pull off an upset, and then we're all going to get home safely and get ready for the semifinals, right?
Those are a lot of variables that I hope do come true, including the wind, the safety, because a tornado. I'd love all of those things to come true. It's going to be difficult, Zach, because of Zack Geoghegan, by the way. Unfortunately, Lamont Butler was just declared out. Not sure it was any surprise by listening to Mark Pope, what he had to say after the game. Some positive buzz that it might not be a prolonged, extended, permanent absence, but it's overcome such an absence.
Ooh, well, that is a tough question to answer, but one that we kind of have already seen before, so that's maybe the good news, is we know what Kentucky looks like when they don't have Lamont Butler. We've gone through 2 different spells of that already this season. It's not the most enjoyable brand of basketball that we want to see without having Lamont Butler, because you're relying a lot on non-ball handlers to kind of be your primary playmaker. I do think we're going to see a lot of Colin Chandler on ball tonight, a lot of Kobe Bray on ball tonight. Ortega's probably going to do a lot of bringing the ball up the floor as well. Amari Williams. It's going to be a lot of point guard by committee again situation. I don't like that the guy across the floor from whoever is playing point guard is Mark Sears, who is like the foul extraordinaire. He's going to draw plenty of fouls against whoever's in front of him, so staying out of foul trouble is going to be a big one. The last time Kentucky did play Alabama, though, no Jackson Robinson, no Lamont Butler. They kept it close for about 30-ish minutes, you'd say, before Alabama's talent kind of overwhelmed them. But it's definitely going to make things a lot more difficult than if Butler were playing. But this is kind of the world we've been living in all season long, and it's just unfortunate that right now happens to be the time that Lamont's going to miss again.
Yeah, touching on that trip to Tuscaloosa, so much did go right, Tyler. It was such an amazing start for the Cats. They get up by double digits, and you kind of feel like, man, maybe they're going to be able to pull off just the impossible. As shorthanded as they were, they run out of gas there down at the very end, and you wonder if that's going to be a similar issue for the Cats tonight, where they're going to come out hot, they're going to make some shots, but Alabama's got some dudes. They're a really, really talented team there down the stretch.
Well, you got to hope that Colin Chandler can step up. I mean, I think he played, 13 minutes in the game in Tuscaloosa. He had, 5 points. At that point, Travis Perry was, playing the role of point guard for Kentucky. And since then, Colin Chandler's kind of stepped past him in the rotation. And, I mean, based on what we've seen the past 3 games, I'm confident Colin Chandler can do it. I think I worry about Mark Sears. I think all along we wanted to see Lamont Butler versus Mark Sears, and in that first matchup in Rupp, it was really great. I think Lamont had 17 points and 8 assists. It was awesome. He was one of the main reasons Kentucky was able to stay within 5 in that game. But then, after that incredible start in Tuscaloosa, you saw how much Kentucky missed Lamont Butler. I think Sears went for 30 in that game. I mean, pretty worried about that matchup, but at the same time, pretty excited to see what Colin Chandler can do.
There's a lot on the line for the Cats. If they are somehow able to pull off the unimaginable, if you will. Hello.
Hi.
Go Cats. Hey, how are you feeling?
What do you think? How are you feeling about the game?
Well, I feel like it's great. I feel like we're going to win. It's definitely challenging, though. So I'll be just walking in. We got as good a chance as anybody.
I like it. I like that spirit.
Tyler Thompson.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not saying that. Look, I say that, but
with Kentucky.
So go Cats. We're lifelong fans, but you know what? It's always going to be tricky. So.
Right. Good to see you.
No. Yeah, good to see you.
Watching him.
He's recording right now.
Yeah. We're live. Drinks are working in Nashville.
A lot of that.
BBN is having fun, if y'all couldn't tell. It has been, I think people are a little sleepy, or they were this morning, but they have rebounded amazingly.
Or was he just tired?
I think probably both. But you know what? We have a long time to go. We were here until I left at 2:30 while we're here until 3 something.
I think last night, 3 Central Time.
We're ready to run it back if we can get the same result, right?
Yeah. We're on pace. I think we're on track for an on-time tip. I believe as things stand right now, right?
Yeah, I think Florida's up by like a dozen or something like that. Last time I checked, it was a low-scoring game, oddly enough, against Missouri. So yeah, I think we're on time for exactly a 9:30, 10:30 Eastern Time. Shout out to our East Coasters.
Me.
Yeah, so I'm still operating on East Coast time. It's 10:30 tip for us over here. But yeah, so early the tip's gonna be fun. One point I do want to make is Tyler kind of mentioned it. The Travis Perry, that might have been the second or his third game where he was starting and played like 26 minutes. I think he averaged 26 minutes per game in those 3 games where Lamont was out. One of those was against Alabama where he had to go against Mark Sears. I'll be shocked and probably a little bit disappointed, actually, if Travis Perry's playing 26 minutes tonight against Mark Sears in Alabama. You're definitely going to see a lot more Colin Chandler. So maybe that changes things a little bit in terms of how Kentucky can maybe sustain a lead a little bit longer down the stretch because you're not having to worry about Travis Perry defending an All-American.
That's a good point. I still haven't gotten over Otega Owe's game winner. I feel it's a moment that I want to live on forever. It was massive, and you got just an all-time pop from BBN. Have you come down from that high quite yet, Tyler?
I woke up. Otega I woke up this morning after 3 hours of sleep, and I still couldn't really believe what had happened. Like I had to pull up the replay and watch it a couple of times. That's kind of one reason I feel like whatever happens tonight just happens. You know, Kentucky fans they got to have a great March moment. The first win, SEC tournament win in Nashville since 2019, and it was like it came out, on a really awesome game winner. This arena went crazy. The team celebrated with the Pope and the fans afterwards. Like, at least whatever happens tonight, at least we will have had that. We know Lamont Butler's not going to play, so I feel like a good attitude to go into this with is hope for the best, and, whatever happens. Let's just get Lamont as healthy as we can for next week.
It was an all-time pop with an all-time crowd. I'm expecting even more, and you could be a part of the action with our friends at SeatGeek. You know why we're here. It's the SEC Tournament, Bridgestone Arena, a stunning venue that is going to be filled with stunning Kentucky fans. That's why you are here. That's why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge, huge shout-out, 28 million views. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. But we're here for March Madness. We're here for the SEC Tournament, and you need to be here for the SEC Tournament with our friends at SeatGeek. Oh, yes. See? C-A-S-E.
That's the energy we need.
E-K. SeatGeek. SeatGeek, yeah.
Didn't quite fall off the tongue as easily, but
I came through for you guys. You can use code KSR10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code KSR10. Make sure you click the link to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek.
Shout out SeatGeek.
Shout out to our SeatGeekers. We're all SeatGeekers.
We really are.
We sure are. Vibe's good. The buzz is in the air. I think the crowd is going to be very, very impressive tonight.
Yeah, no, they'll need it. I don't know if it'll be the 99% to 1% that it was yesterday against Oklahoma. I haven't. Let's look around. Do we see any Alabama fans?
One rude
red shirt right there. I don't know if that's.
We got a sassy Roll Tide pom pom in the face.
And if you're
Roll Tide,
and if you have a vision of what a sorority girl from Alabama looks like, that's exactly who came by.
Just think in your head. Okay, sorority girl, Alabama Crimson Tide. Yes, what is in your head was who said "Go Tide, Roll Tide."
But I don't think I've actually seen many other Alabama fans at all. Just kind of looking around right now, it's all Kentucky fans. Oh, actually, I just spoke too soon. Here comes a man right now with his Alabama shirt on right now.
That's the sorority girl we were talking about.
Well, if anything, you could argue Florida fans might cheer for Kentucky tonight because they would have to face Kentucky tomorrow instead of Alabama. So maybe, is there a world in which Florida fans cheer for Kentucky? It feels like a weird world, but I'm here for it.
Well, I don't know. Do they have a big basketball rivalry with Alabama? Probably not. But
in terms for a #1 seed,
in terms of getting your #1 seed, I can see that. Yeah, we'll take Gator fans tonight. Absolutely, join the. Well, they're blue. We don't want the orange though. They're blue and orange. That's kind of clashing colors there, but the crowd's going to be awesome. I'm excited for that.
I am very excited for it. I don't know. I feel like the Lamont news really it really took the wind out of my sails. I was the one homer that picked Kentucky to win the SEC championship. And it just, ever since then, it's like, man, I feel heartbroken. That feels like it was taken away from us. So I'm hoping that I can be wrong. I'm hoping that the vibes can be flipped, and that we don't need Lamont Butler to carry us to a victory.
I was going to say, not even the Ortega-Owe game winner brought you back a little bit.
It did, but it was like the short-term happiness, but like the overwhelming dark cloud hanging over us. That I was just like, man, I love the short-term high, but the long-term just reality of missing Lamont Butler is it's a lot. It does scare me.
Well, then Kentucky's just got to win tonight, right? I mean, we can't leave this trip on a bad note.
So, all right, Zach. So, if Kentucky is able to pull off a win, what will be the storyline that we're talking about afterward to say this is why we did it?
It's going to take. I think there will be a few handful of things. 10 threes at least. That's a minimum. I think you have to hit that number. You have to clear that number pretty easily. You got to have just some very solid defense from Colin Chandler. He's got to step up, and he doesn't have to go out and score 10 points, but he can't. If he's going to be the primary matchup on Mark Sears, he can't let that guy get 30. However that ends up playing, if you're switching with Lamont or with Ortega, whoever ends up being the guy, he can't go for 30. That's another big thing. Andrew Carr and Amari Williams. I think those are going to be the X factors, if you will. It's hard to say they're X factors when they're probably going to play hopefully over 30 minutes tonight. But yes, those two, I think you're going to get big games from them. We saw decent games from them in Tuscaloosa. Amari was great in that second matchup in Tuscaloosa as well. So you're going to need big games from them, because I think that's where Kentucky still has the advantage. No matter Lamont's in or out, Kentucky's going to have the front court advantage. I don't see Grant Nelson going off for 25 again, mainly because Andrew Carter's back isn't like a piece of glass anymore, so he can actually defend and guard Grant Nelson a little bit better. So I do think 3-pointers, 10 or more. Don't let Mark Sears just absolutely destroy you and rip you apart, and you need big games from your front court. I think those are your three major storylines kind of going, if you're looking for recipes to success. And I think all three of those are very easily, the Mark Sears one will be more difficult, but the other two I think are very easily obtainable. And if you check off two of those three, I think Kentucky will be more than in this game down the stretch.
Can I add one?
You're going
more
next?
than 2 points from Ortega-Owe.
Yes,
he was 1
nice.
of 9 in Tuscaloosa, probably one of his worst games. So some kind of contribution from him. I mean, we don't need 27 points maybe like he had last night, but I feel like his momentum from last night, coming down the stretch, if he could just contribute double figures tonight, that would go a long way towards an upset.
I got one more, and I think this is a requirement. Kobe Bryant has to score at least 15 points. I think we're at that point right now where Kobe's playing well enough, kind of on both ends of the ball as a playmaker and as a scorer. He's really, that floater game it's becoming kind of his Emmanuel Quickly, Antonio Reeves type shot.
Woo!
Go Cats, baby!
Go Cats. Like it. So yeah, that's become one of his little, Quickly and Reeves, they were both known for threes. Then they got those floaters kind of late in their Kentucky careers. We're seeing it with Kobe right now. He has to come out and play well. I think we're going to see a lot of him on ball tonight. And if he has a game where he goes 1 for 7, 1 for 8 from 3, 2 for 8, whatever it is, it's not going to bode well. But he was ripping the Nets down 4 for 7 last night, 22 points. He's been playing awesome basketball the last 6 games. I think he's averaging 15 points, so that's kind of that's where I'm thinking right now, is if he can get to that point, I think Kentucky's in good shape.
There is something it's been a very chalky day thus far, and no major upsets. Auburn took care of business. Florida's taking care of business. Tennessee took care of business. Maybe that's the good omen that we needed. There's always some type of chaos in the SEC tournament. I think, why can't we be the chaos?
Exactly. I mean, look at this crowd filing in. It's mostly blue. I mean, I think the crowd can play a huge factor tonight. Last night we saw how SEC tournament crowds are the best crowds for Kentucky. And I mean, they had a game winner last night. Let's just top it tonight with a win over a team that's beaten you twice, because the last time that happened in Kentucky basketball history, here's a quick trivia. Do either of you all know the answer? The last time a team beat Kentucky 3 times in one season.
Oh, gosh. Is it recent, within the last 5 years?
No.
Okay, I'll say Florida.
What year? Yay! Stephen got it!
If anyone's going to get it. He's probably watching that game.
The nerd behind the camera.
It's I watched the second game of that earlier today, and I hated my life for it. That's Stephen Peake's thinking process, but that's why we love it.
Well,
for some picks.
All roads lead to Nashville. All roads lead to this Nissan entrance where we're about to go in. We'll see. I hope in 3 hours or whenever this game starts, we'll be celebrating and we can continue this magical trip to Nashville. It feels good to just get an extra day. It's been a minute since we've been able to get this, so that part does feel good. Hopefully we can continue the feel good vibes, but we got to put our money where our mouth is and make some picks. Tyler, you start us.
I picked with my head over my heart on our KSR staff predictions earlier today. I picked, I think, Alabama to win like 91-86 or something. But after being out on the streets, seeing the blue, after last night thinking about it some more, I'm going to go with heart over head just because it's March and just because it's Kentucky and this is Nashville. I'm going to go with the Cats. 89-88.
Get this man away from me.
Oh, man.
It's in the season. 3-0 against Kentucky this year. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'll take this one. We'll take this one. Yeah, I'll give it to him. I like that he came up here. You know what? Tyler stole my pick. Cats are winning this game.
Woo!
What? Kentucky's winning. And I've outlined all the things that I think need to happen. I don't think any of them are all that difficult to achieve if Kentucky sticks to their game plan. No one tries to overexert themselves. Brandon Garrison, I'm looking at you. Do not try and do too much. I think Kentucky is going to win this game. They say it's tough to beat a team 3 times in one season, and I don't really believe in that thinking, but I'm going with it today because I think it's just we're in a magical moment right now. Kentucky's going to win this game. I think I initially said... now the Bama fans are rolling in. I don't like it at all. There we go.
Yeah.
Get some more. Go Big Blue. I think I said 88-84 Alabama in my KSR staff predictions. 88-84 Kentucky.
All right.
MVP Andrew Carr, 5th double-double this season for him. Cats win.
Well, you guys are usually the Debbie Downers. I am usually the eternal optimist. So to keep the jinxy stuff going, to make sure that we're covering all of our bases here, Kentucky's going to lose. 85-80. It's just not going to be our day. I don't know what to tell you guys. We're going to go home. It's going to be sad. It's going to be a miserable night. And that's all there is to it, folks. So I guess just prepare for a really sad night, and I guess we'll see you on the other side.
Let's just go prove Jack wrong. I think that's what we do.
Love it. Go Cats, baby. We'll see you on the other side.